Who is y'all to tell me what he diagnosed with and what he look like, what he sound like? Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that, so I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child, to be honest.
It's time to just say what it is so that you can stop being embarrassed and harboring that guilt. I literally spoke what I saw because I was in shock.
Since Chrisean had opted to keep her son off social media, everyone observed that he hadn't made much progress when she brought him to a church event. Her denial of his needs and her belief that his problems will eventually resolve caused many others to worry about his health, but she couldn't have been more wrong. A physician who saw his video stream live on X verified what the majority of people had been guessing about all along. Unless they get some serious support to deal with Junior's developmental needs, he might never be able to talk. Mother made matters worse by accusing Chrisean of being responsible for her son's actions. As if the delays weren't bad enough, after being absent for months, she returned to Instagram to rave about how wonderful he was in every aspect, having streamed her birth live since Chrisean first formally revealed him to the public. The infant didn't move his head or have hand-eye coordination, so people weren't really witnessing any of that. What really lit folks up, though, was when they heard him cry. He was wailing like a cat, and Kron was doing everything he could to make it look like nothing was wrong, defended having a Blueface tattoo on her face during a live webcast. And her kid immediately burst into tears in the background. Fans saw that something wasn't quite right. And when she posted another video of herself feeding him, they also noted that he was already 8 months old and didn't really react to the food or the spoon until it was close enough to him. Why? Doesn't an 8-month-old want to grab food when they see it? What prevented him from reacting, as most babies do when food is close by? She was criticized for smoking and drinking, while one person even said Chrisean Rock is in denial, when it comes to Junior, implying that carrying him caused his illness. He isn't accomplishing goals. He ought to be strong enough to hold his head and chest up while he's on his stomach. He also doesn't smile or coo. Individuals were claiming that Chrisean Jr.'s condition was scrutiny, a genetic disorder unrelated to his drinking and smoking. Chrisean, on the other hand, would not tolerate the comment and yelled at individuals, claiming that it was nothing more than hate speech. Pointed out that rather than truly honoring a child's growth, the milestones people are talking about were made up to make a parent feel better. How is that logical? Yes, you would be happy to see your child achieve certain goals, but you are all aware of the amount of effort required to have a child and nurture them well. If your child isn't performing specific tasks at the appropriate age, parents can quickly identify and treat developmental delays thanks to these benchmarks, which also offer everyone a sense of where their kids are. Online commenters from medical professionals stated that Chrisean's youngster had all of features of fetal alcohol syndrome. He had a small skull, a flat mid-face, small eyes with folds in one corner, and huge, low-set ears. He may have been experiencing newborn alcohol withdrawal. But it's also possible that his high-pitched wailing was a result of obscene discussion. People have also noted that his pupils seem white instead of red when he is photographed, which could mean that he has a visual issue. However, Chrisean didn't seem to care and has requested people to stop attempting to diagnose him. She claimed that after taking him to the doctor, she found no problems with him.
Diagnosed my baby on the internet. My baby is healthy. They would have told me if he had syndrome. He's healthy, bro. Just because that picture wasn't that cute doesn't mean I can diagnose my baby on the internet. That shit is wild.
Chrisean was literally documenting every minute of her child's life. And if there was a time that she took him to a doctor's office and nothing was wrong,
if Chrisean had ever taken her child to the doctor and everything was all right, she would have shared the footage to prove her critics wrong. In reality, she was documenting every minute of her child's existence. Blueface, who I might also mention is equally as indolent as Crotch, has chastised her for postponing their son's hernia surgery. Claiming she had other commitments, the condition worsened. She took Junior to undergo surgery only after Blueface's outburst. And she immediately wrote about how fast he was getting well. To refute the allegations that her son was not getting better, Chrisean posted a video of him trying to walk. Merely reinforced what everyone had been saying, though, which was that we had never seen him walk, talk, hold a spoon, laugh, or do anything else that a normal one-year-old child should be able to accomplish at this age. She was criticized for desiring a child only to maintain her connection with Blueface. And her ex-best friend Janet fueled the flames by suggesting that Chrisean is denying that Junior needs help.
When people are in denial of stuff, it's like you can't help people when they're in denial of what's actually going on in reality.
Following all of the criticism, Chrisean finally to avoid him in the public eye and to stop making posts about him on social media. When she took her son to church to debut her new song in a long time, people aren't angry about his condition because he's almost 2 years old, remember? But rather because he is a victim of his environment. And all we saw his parents doing was a lot of poisonous, odd, and immature things that led to Cash's continued denial and refusal. To take further action to support her baby are testaments to the immaturity and unfavorable circumstances of their son's birth. Furthermore, it doesn't help that Blue's mother, Clarissa, has repeatedly said that her kid does, in fact, have a problem. Even if Clarissa has never been fond of Chrisean and may have passed on some of her fury and energy to Junior. She clarified that it's still devastating to witness him in this manner when there were so many other options.
It crushed my heart to look at my grandbaby and see that, and that was my first time seeing it.
Oh, God.
And it did. It crushed my heart a little bit. It did. But I love all my kids no matter what I told you, whether they slow, need a helmet, whether they got nappy hair, whether they short, funny looking. I love all my grandkids, but I ain't gonna lie. My first initial thought when I saw him in that restaurant, it crushed me. And for her to say she wanted to stomp me out, girl, I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you once I looked in his face and I didn't know if he was looking at me, you, or the air. I was hurt, genuinely hurt.
If she admitted what everyone has been claiming is true, she would have to accept responsibility for her acts, which would expose her to public scrutiny. It has all come to this after they all watched her smoke and drink as though she didn't give a damn.
I said she drank, and because I hear the cry and I see what y'all see, I do feel like there could be some type of neurological problem. I do see that. I'm not blind and I'm not dumb. I'm not fixing to play blind or dumb.
Following their observation of Crone Jr.'s behavior, people had negative things to say about Chrisean Sr. With this, 1. Cash. She made a really poor choice. Therefore, it's time for her to quit acting like the victim. Although the infant didn't request to be born in this mess, she wrecked it. That's a sad baby for him. Why do Chrisean's son's potential special needs surprise people? It was on camera that Zeus caught her smoking during her pregnancy. Her irresponsibility caused the infant to suffer because she was unprepared to have a child. It's her son, not herself, that I feel sad for. She is in terrible suffering behind closed doors. But she refuses to face the truth because she knows she is to blame for his situation. I think she understands she is responsible for his deficiencies. She will instead keep hoping that he gets better. If a baby is still unable to walk, talk, or even babble at 20 months, it is a major warning sign. Cash and Flag are a new mother, going through a lot, and maybe no one is there to help and support her. What are your opinions on this matter? Since there will be more videos in the future, please make sure to like and subscribe in addition to sharing your thoughts in the comments section. Until the next video, I'll see you.